Hello Pisces, welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. All right, this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Cross watchers are always welcome. Anybody who perceives this reading can bring them clarity and benefit are welcome. All right. All right, Pisces, in the past, we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. It looks like you're getting out of a comfort zone, getting out of a period of time of overthinking, stuck with in thought. Feels like you're no longer stuck in thought. You're getting out of some type of comfort zone. What is the comfort zone for Pisces in the past? What was Pisces overthinking in the past? What was the comfort zone that Pisces was leaving? Wow. Okay. A lot of swords. A lot of thinking. Feels like a lot of sadness in this space. Feels like you're in a comfort zone, very sad and stuck. It feels like the truth is not welcome in this space. It feels like there's a lack of clarity, a lack of truth, a lack of truthful communication. I get why you were overthinking things, because there's this, it feels like everything in the environment is deceptive or half-truths or unspoken truths. And there's something about the communication in this space that's so confusing. There's no clarity, and it feels like it's meant to be confusing. You can't, holy cow. I get, it feels like you were trying to work an unworkable situation. It wasn't supposed to work out. And it looks like with Six of Swords, you moved on, moved away from this energy that you can't work with. It's, how do you work with deception? Ace of Swords in reverse. How do you work with this very unworkable energy? I think you did try every avenue, tried to think of every possible way to make this work, and then you realize it's unworkable. There's nothing I can do. I have to move on from this. Interesting. I have to move on from this. Chariot in reverse comes out, which is my card of moving. So it feels like it's hard to move on from this is the problem. I'm getting like moving away, Six of Swords. But so on some level, you're moving away from this energy, this unworkable situation that's rife with deception, manipulation. But in another sense, someone can't move on. There's moving on but not moving forward. What is this that Pisces needs to know? This very well could be an end of a marriage with the Hierophant in reverse. Someone's reworking something. This feels like you're reworking something, seeing something differently. Feels like you're working towards your independence. Yeah, you're starting to see that this was an unworkable situation. Feels like you were blinded trying to make something work that's Ace of Swords in reverse. It's built upon lies and deception. It looks like you start following your desires, following your passions. There's a lot of unhappiness here, a lot of repressed emotions coming to the surface. Now that you're not being juggled, now that someone isn't juggling you or able to. And then we've got the Hierophant in reverse, broken contract. Short illness reverse. Feels like someone has been sick for a long time. Feels like a prolonged illness, maybe a chronic illness. Feels like the whole relationship is, there's some deception, maybe even self-deception, not wanting to see the red flags, not wanting to see the truths. And so it feels like that's interesting. Feels like so much unhappiness coming to light. At the beginning of the reading, it's all swords and like you're up in your head trying to work something. And it looks like when you start pulling away from this energy, when you move away from what's causing the confusion and the deception, that you find clarity. Also, just it feels like a lot of unfelt emotions coming to the surface now that you're no longer being juggled. There's something here about a meeting and an occupation in the past as well. It feels like I'm tuning into maybe the end of a relationship or marriage, but it does look like work is doing well for you. We'll see if that comes to play moving on. All right, Pisces, in current energy, we've got the Hanged Man. It looks like there's a need to see something from a new perspective. I believe the story that goes, or a story that goes with this card, is that this is Odin. Odin hung himself from a tree upside down so he could see things from a different perspective. When you can't move like you usually move, when you are put in a position of being uncomfortable, stuck, from that position you see things, you see the world from a very different vantage point. And it feels like wherever you are right now, maybe feeling stuck, unmovable, it feels like you're in that space, in that place, in that position, because there's an opportunity for you to rework things, to see things from a different angle. Interesting. What are you seeing differently? 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands. Feels like this past betrayal, cruelty, the lies, the manipulation. Ooh, okay. It looks like you're inviting in a new perspective from the past hurts. This new perspective will help you move forward. It helps so your energy isn't so divided and separated. Bad and good, good and bad, this and that. Instead, it looks like this new perspective can get all your arrows going, pointing in the same direction. Also, in the 10 of Swords, in the original tarot, it's a yellow card. There's yellow in the sky, meaning that it's a happy card, meaning that the worst is over. That also a hidden blessing in this pain. And it feels like that's what you're looking for. What's the hidden blessing? How can I perceive what's happened in the past and make what's happened in the past work for me? If you've been under the perception that what's happened in the past happened to you, then it will continue to happen to you. It feels like there's a potential here to shift your perspective from victim mentality. Things happen to me. I have no control if things happen to me. And so you will experience things from that perspective. Okay, the universe is like, as you wish. But it feels like you can shift the duality and see that this was happening for you. For some of you, that feels like, what? How can this pain in the past have been happening for me? Well, that's the trick, isn't it? So what I'm talking about is from someone who has gone through this shift personally, from decades of victim mentality and perceiving my life as it's happening to me. I'm a victim to my life. I'm a victim to the circumstances. And once I started switching my perspective, my lens that I see things through, from it's happening to me to it's happening for me. So even though I don't like what's happening, I do not prefer what is occurring. How can I perceive what's happened or happening in a way that benefits me? And so that's even probably comes across in my readings. Even if there's a negative card or unwanted, how can I understand this energy and utilize it to work for me? It feels like a very powerful shift. Eight of Wands is so fast. It feels like once you start perceiving your life, that everything that's happening is happening for me. Even the things that I don't prefer, and it's my what I'm curious about, what I'm interested in is seeing, perceiving, receiving, allowing. Once I change my perspective and everything that's happening is happening for me, then I allow those ideas to come to me. I perceive that what's happening, even though it's something I don't prefer, how to work through it, how to make it work for me. It's taking your power back is what this is. Victim mentality, you have no power, no control over your life, and so that's how you experience your life. It's not about controlling and only allowing things that you want and that you prefer to come towards you. It's realizing that there are plenty of things in this world that you do not prefer, and how to make that work for you instead of being victim of it. I don't know how, I keep saying the same thing. So it feels like this is a very powerful, pivotal time, Pisces, if you're interested in this shift. What's hidden is the Star. The Star comes after the Tower. Very healing card. Feels like you have potential star quality. You might feel this within you, might have always tuned into something special about yourself. The Star also heals in the Aquarian Ascension pool, and it feels like you're healing. You're learning a deeper, it feels like a deeper level of healing. That's why this is coming up. It feels like you're ready for a different perspective, a broader perspective, and deeper healing. Wow. All right. Anything else Pisces needs to know? It is a challenge. Page of Pentacles coming out as a challenge. It feels like it is a challenge to learn a different way of being, a different way of walking your path with a different lens, a different perspective. I still experience, I've had so many decades, so much momentum of being in victim mentality and perceiving my life through the lens of things happening to me. It took a while to shift and heal that, and it feels like that's what the star quality is. It's slowly healing and changing that perspective. It takes time, especially the longer you've been under a lens of victimhood. It takes some time to change that. It's been one of my favorite shifts, because even when things happen that I don't prefer, and that happens all the time, that I don't prefer, something happens, and I kind of sit with, wow, I don't like this. This isn't what I prefer. And then I'm like, how do I work with this energy? How do I make this work? How do I learn a different way of being? The pages coming up and with the star it's new. So it's going to feel weird and different. It's a new perception, a new lens, a new way of seeing things. It changes how you show up. It changes how you think about things. It changes the decisions that you make when you perceive that everything that's happening is happening for me. And it's just my job to figure out what that is, how to make it work for me. For some of you, this is a huge perspective shift, and it takes some time, it takes some work to make it happen. And there's also this energy of mastering that. If you are dedicated to telling the story of who you are instead of showing people who you are, then it creates a lot of problems and issues. There's something here about showing up and doing the work and showing people, showing yourself, really. Who cares what they think? Showing yourself who you really are by putting the work in. All right. Pisces, in the outcome and advice, we've got the 5 of Wands. Some chaos, it's not like the 5 of Swords. They're not using swords. They're protesting. They're striking. They're communicating with passion. Passionate communication. They're learning as they go. It is a bit chaotic because it feels like all these people have something to say. It feels like there's this chaos energy. Everybody has something to say. Okay. There's something here, Pisces, with King of Cups showing up around learning how to sit with uncomfortable emotions. It feels like a lot of impassioned communication coming in. It feels like people who have a lot of emotion behind what they're saying. It feels like this is something you can't walk away from. And it feels like you're sitting with these uncomfortable conversations, holding space for really difficult communications, people with anger and frustration, difficult emotions. And it feels like everybody is this doesn't feel like literally people around you with a lot to say and big feelings. What I'm tuning into, Pisces, is the world. You might be an empath, and the world energy around you might be this very impassioned, people feeling big things and saying big things, and a lot of chaos in your environment right now. In the collective. And it feels like anchoring, grounding yourself into the center of earth. There's something about your light, about being grounded in your emotions, by not being carried away by what's being said. Ooh, there's a lot of emotions coming up. It doesn't look like you're feeling overwhelmed. It would be King of Cups in reverse. It just feels like there's a lot of emotions right now, and being aware of that, staying grounded, it feels like maybe emptying your aura and your space from everybody else's emotions, clearing your grounding cord of, so you're not grounding everyone in the environment. You're just grounding yourself. Even unconscious agreements where you ground people, you can let those agreements go. Maybe as a child you had scary adults, and so you would ground everybody in the room. You'd try to fix it and make it right. There you go. You don't have to do that anymore. You can let go of those agreements and just ground yourself. There you go. Nice. Now that you're grounded, now that you've got a nice connection from your base chakra to the center of earth, can you allow your grounding cord to be light? Maybe a tube of light, any color you want. That's better. So those of you who had like a literal cord or roots, it feels like you upping an update on your tech, on how you run your energy. Right, so laser, very efficient. Nice. So connecting from that base chakra all the way to the center of earth. And then when you feel that connection with earth all the way to the core, when you feel that connection, then feel earth supporting your grounding cord. Feel her energy coming up, surrounding, hugging your grounding cord, strengthening it, supporting you. Earth's energy coming all the way up your grounding cord and then up all the way around your aura, giving you another layer of protection, of support, of guidance. Can you feel that connection with Earth and Gaia? Can you allow her to support you? You can set your grounding cord at maximum release. So anything that's in your space, in chakras, in your aura, allowing it to drain down that grounding cord. You can even imagine like everybody else's emotions, anybody's emotions that are in your space, any clumps or lumps of energy that are not yours, just allow it to drain. Like a toilet flushing, and allow all of that energy to flush out of your aura, out of your space, and down to your grounding cord. Setting your grounding cord on maximum release. There you go. And Earth lovingly accepts everything that you release, and she transmutes it into something else and transforms that energy. It's a beautiful connection and relationship. Some of you maybe taking your energetic hands and clearing the outside of your aura. It looks like there's a lot of people clinging on to the outside of your aura. Good. That's your space. This is your energy. keep it clean, pristine. You don't have to hold on to other people's energies. You don't have to process things for other people. There you go. Some of you, it feels like another layer of protection and support would be appreciated. So you can imagine a tube of white light coming down from above, from the divine, from source, and not only protecting you, but your aura, and then continuing down around your grounding cord and all the way to the center of earth, so your energy is protected. Some of you have protective imagery in your space. Again, it's time to update your defenses. From metal, I'm seeing metal, I'm seeing, what is this? It's a shield, like tank type of energy. Shield's very old, old tech. So you've got some defensive, protective tech in your space. Can you just update it? Because the metal blocks out any new light from coming in. Yes, it might be blocking some dense energies, but you're not allowing light to come in. Information, new information, love, care. So just you can update your tech. Lasers, light energy. So light can come through it, but none of the dense energies can come through that light. Very good, much better. Some of you might want to play with these tools, these psychic tools. Change the colors, see how that makes you feel. Play around with this. It feels very effective. So, all right. I hope that helps, Pisces. Have a great day. Bye.